Your phone buzzes. Your hand moves before your mind catches up. You unlock the screen. You feel nothing you can point to, but you check it anyway. You tell yourself it's about the message. It isn't. But the real answer is far stranger. The urge you just felt is 2 million years old. And it has almost nothing to do with texts or notifications at all. Strip away the glass and the apps. What's left is an animal standing very still, scanning the horizon. That animal is you. Your brain didn't evolve to check a phone. It evolved to check its surroundings. Constantly. Compulsively. Because on the open savanna, the ones who stopped checking didn't get a second chance. Picture the world your ancestors actually lived in. Tall grass. Distant tree leans. Sounds you couldn't always place. A rustle might be wind. It might be a leopard. You couldn't know in advance, so evolution built a mind that erred on the side of looking. Researchers studying vervet monkeys and meerkats have documented this same rhythmic scanning for decades. A glance up every few minutes, involuntary, automatic. But your ancestors weren't only scanning for predators. They were scanning for information. Where did the fruit ripen this week? Who in the group looked upset, and why? That second kind of scanning turned out to matter, just as much as the leopard. Why would social information matter that much? Because for most of human history, survival depended on the group. Not loosely. Directly. If your standing slipped, your access to food and protection slipped with it. The anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent years studying primate grooming and found something unexpected. Grooming isn't really about hygiene. It's about tracking alliances, who's in favor, who's falling out. Dunbar argued that human gossip evolved to do the same job, just faster, across more relationships than touch ever could. Checking your social world isn't a modern habit. It's the oldest habit there is. Now hold that next to something discovered in a laboratory, not a savanna. In the late 1940s, the psychologist B.F. Skinner ran experiments on pigeons at Harvard. When a pigeon received food every time it pecked a lever, it pecked lazily. When food arrived unpredictably, sometimes after one peck, sometimes after 20, something changed. The pigeon pecked faster. It couldn't stop. Skinner called this variable ratio reinforcement, one of the most reliable ways ever found to produce obsessive behavior in a living creature. Unpredictable reward doesn't satisfy an animal. It hooks it. You already know this feeling. It's the same one behind slot machines. It's the same one behind refreshing an inbox that might hold nothing, or might hold something that changes your whole day. Your phone runs on exactly this principle. Most notifications are nothing. Some are something. You can never tell which in advance. So you check. There's a deeper layer still, and it lives in your brain chemistry. For years, people assumed dopamine was the chemical of pleasure, the reward itself. Then the neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz tracked dopamine neurons in monkeys, learning that a light predicted a squirt of juice. At first, dopamine spiked when the juice arrived. But as the monkeys learned the pattern, the spike moved. It stopped firing at the juice. It started firing at the light, the moment of anticipation. Dopamine, it turns out, isn't about reward. It's about the prediction of reward. It's the chemical of maybe. So here is the twist. You've likely heard that technology hijacked your brain. That's not quite right. Your phone didn't hijack anything. It found the oldest, most reliable levers already installed, the ones built for scanning grasslands and tracking social standing, and started pulling them on a schedule no ecosystem ever could. Real savannas were unpredictable at the pace of seasons. Your phone is unpredictable every few seconds. Think about what that means for the animal you actually are. Your ancestors checked their environment maybe a few dozen times a day, driven by hunger or curiosity about the group. You check yours over 100 times a day. Same wiring. Same drives. A delivery system thousands of times more frequent than anything your brain was calibrated for. No wonder it feels compulsive. It was built to be. The social piece hasn't disappeared either. It's grown louder. Every notification carries a whisper of Dunbar's old equation. Did your status change? Did someone approve of you? Your brain still can't tell the difference between a real tribal threat and a comment thread. It responds to both with the same ancient urgency, because as far as your nervous system is concerned, there was never a difference. This is why willpower alone rarely solves it. You're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting a system that kept your ancestors alive for 2 million years, now aimed at a device built to trigger it constantly. Knowing this won't make the pull disappear, but it changes what the pull means. It isn't a personal failure. It's a very old alarm system, ringing in a world it was never built to monitor. So the next time your hand reaches for your phone before your mind decides anything, pause for 1 second. Notice the reach itself. It is one of the oldest, most successful behaviors your species ever produced, the same instinct that once meant the difference between noticing the leopard in time and not noticing it at all. Your phone buzzes. Your hand moves before your mind catches up. And this time, you understand exactly why. It was never really about the phone. It was always about the leopard in the grass, and the group around the fire, and a brain that never stopped checking, long after the grass and the fire were gone.